Sisters, time to put together a meal. How do we plan the plate? Well, there's lots of opinions on this, but using some of the other things we talked about in proteins, carbs, fats, let's put it all together and see really how it works. So the government, the USDA, has their plan the plate. You might have seen this before, and I'll throw a handout on this too. Your vegetables, your fruits, your proteins, your dairy, your carbohydrates. We need to tweak that a little bit for longevity and weight loss. Some of the things are good, and we'll use the concept, but we got to move around some of the macronutrients in order to achieve the best carb protein ratio, the right amount of fiber, and really the best plan for just a smooth, easy, nice blood sugar. So right here I have my version of Plan the Plate so far. Now bear with me. We are filming this the first business day after Thanksgiving. So you're going to see my mom's leftovers here as we put together this plan, and just to show that those can work, okay? So for example, I have sauteed some kale. That is my non-starchy vegetable. So similar to the USDA thing, we've got our vegetables on there. We're using non-starchy vegetables. I've got some lean meat here. I've got some lean turkey, a mix of dark and light with no skin, okay? And then I can have some carbohydrates. Now, we've talked about really the amount of lean protein. It's about the size of my palm. So for me, I get about 4.5 ounces out of that, so that's great. And then we're going to talk about really my mom's leftover stuffing, which she's famous for, and certainly is a treat. Now my handful, I've measured out before, gives me about a half cup. Okay, so I've just measured out leftover stuffing here, and I've put that here, which is my half cup. Stuffing is my carb, okay? Is it the best carb? Should we maybe look at a different carb for weight loss and longevity? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We're gonna talk, sweet potatoes are great. We've talked before about wild rice. We've talked before about, quinoa. Those things are all great. But you don't have to give up your favorites as long as you eat them strategically to control calories, to control total carbohydrate intake. But please know that if you're going to do something like have a cupcake on your birthday, which of course would be allowed, or have stuffing on Thanksgiving, which of course is okay, we've got to do it strategically. So your day-to-day, you're going to pick those low glycemic index carbs we talked about. But when you plan the plate, you just got to make sure that it's in the right portion and you can splurge and still lose weight, because we're trying to lose weight for the long term, okay? So here I now have my half cup of stuffing. I have my 4.5 ounces of lean protein, and I have a half of the plate here as my cruciferous vegetables. I know you're looking at this plate and saying, wow, that's a whole lot of cruciferous vegetables. Well, that's true. You can be more creative about this. You can say maybe you'll have a half portion of salad and a half portion of broccoli and cauliflower mix. You can mix it up so it looks a little bit more interesting. Please reference the pictures and the handouts associated with this video so that you can get a wide variety of ideas. Here is the most basic way I can describe it to you in just a few minutes. So half the plate, cruciferous vegetables, quarter plate, about the size of my palm, lean proteins, and about half a cup, or that handful, is my carb. Okay, so we're going to do the best we can to make the best carb choice. In some cases, though, I know that it's just the way it's going to be, but this way you can eat at your church banquet, okay? You can have that pasta. You can just do it in this proportion, and you can eat anywhere. There's a few variables. We didn't talk here about added fats. We mentioned before that it is variable to the person, and I'm going to help you figure out how many added fats are right for you. Here, there's a little bit more added fats in this carbohydrate than I would recommend. Again, this is a special occasion meal, okay? There is some added fats also on this kale. It's been sauteed in coconut oil. So those are added calories that need to be accounted for. when you're doing your food diaries, okay? But in general, a plan the plate strategy is always a plan B. No matter where you are, you can fall back on this and feel satisfied without totally messing up your diet plan, okay? So let's go plan that plate together. Thanks.